Well, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Bump and Feed. Today, sitting here with one of my favorite dudes on the planet, Ron Mathis. So we're just going to kind of talk a little bit and try to get into anything. So first and foremost, man, thank you for taking the time. I know that you do a lot of kind of family-friendly wrestling stuff now, but my introduction to you was through deathmatch. The first show that I ever saw you on, and my first introduction, was Masters of Pain 2012. You faced Danny Havoc in the opening round in that match with had the oscillating fans and the plywood stuff. And I remember Danny taking you and he threw you into it and it cut your hand open.
Well, see, it was actually, that's a little bit off. I actually, I don't know if you can catch that on that scar right there. I actually was doing a move when that happened. I had him up over my shoulder, ran him into the boards, and then just, I had when I hit him, my hand was out like this, and a piece of glass just bounced and just went back in. And I mean, like where you can see the length of the scar, that's how deep it went in. It went in there, all the way in there, and I literally had to just yank it out. And just,
I definitely thought it was, I thought you had caught the fan weird when he threw you in or something.
Yeah, it was actually from an offensive move, and it was like 30 seconds into the match. I was like, I made it through the match. When I got backstage, man, I was like about to pass out. I had to get some food in me and stuff, and it was bad.
Man, that was super crazy. And then I know that you had smacked the chair. I'll try to find a picture and pull up right here. The chair that you had hit and the blood got all over it was sitting right beside of me and my buddy Stevie. And I remember that chair just being soaked in blood.
It's like the smear on the car in Titanic, except for a little less romantic. Or more.
More depending on how you like it, man. Because deathmatch fans love that stuff. But I know that, so you did Masters of Pain. You had a shot in Tournament of Death, but it was not a tournament match. It was just like an off match.
Well, I've actually done both. That year, maybe.
Yeah, the face Gacy one year.
Yeah, well, you're right. The first time I did Tournament of Death, it actually was a tournament match against Joe Gacy. Fans bring the weapons.
Was that the one with the shopping cart?
I don't remember if I went with shopping cart with Gacy. No, I went to the second round in Vortex.
Okay.
Put me onto the shop.
That's still one of the, I reference that spot all the time.
Yeah, I did it. It became one of my trademark spots for a while. I've done it a bunch of different places. Luckily, it never crippled me.
Yeah, because that's, of all the stuff that I've seen in death matches, like with, I mean, people getting cut and stuff, for whatever reason that shopping cart has always stuck with me because of how brutal.
I think what that is that not every person has been thrown through the pane of glass. But I think every person in the world can relate to doing their shopping and they bang their knee. Oh shit! Or shoot! I don't know.
No, you're good.
But they bang their knee and they know how much gets the funny bone, how much that hurts.
Yeah.
I was from the top rope, so it's like that's the thing I think with wrestling that a lot of times gets more reactions and people can relate to it and they kind of know how that feels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Multiply times 100 in this situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then I know, and like I said, you've done a bunch of stuff, just hitting a couple of things here, and then which I actually did not get to make the show. But I know Stevie did. You went to Masters of Pain 2015, ended up beating the King, Nick Gage, in the finals to win that tournament.
Yeah, that was not a great, I mean, it was a great night for me because I got one of my deathmatch tournament wins in the Big Four, and I made a ton of money off merch because deathmatch fans, man, they're the most appreciative fans in the world. They know what you're doing and they support it. But also that night, I got an opening in my elbow. Like, that doesn't look like much, but that opened up in one of the earlier rounds. And then with Gage, like, if you've seen that match, the ring is just covered. And this open wound, I don't know what got into it, but 2 days later, it was that big, swollen out to no end. And I had to go to the hospital. It turned out I had a cellulitis infection in there from it. So they had to cut it open and like just pull layers of dead meat out of there. Right. And maybe in 33 now, like that's when I was like, this isn't as easy as it used to be. So I actually haven't done a deathmatch tournament since then. It's not like I wouldn't call myself out of deathmatching. It's just that I don't go openly looking for it like I used to because I'm getting a little bit too old for it and I want to be wrestling until I'm 55.
Right. Now if say like a GCW called and was like, hey, we got a spot in Tournament of Survival.
GCW, like I'm not out of death matching, but I mean this with all respect, and I'm actually putting over GCW because they're too crazy for me. Yeah. Like 25, 27-year-old Mathis, I'd be all about that, but I just don't think, but I will say right now, I do have a booking for a deathmatch tournament. I'm not going to say who or where it is because it hasn't been announced, but I haven't done one in like 2 years. So you see that announced, like I'm not saying it'll be the last one, it probably won't, but I don't don't know when the next one will meet you. What I like to say is with death matching, I'm on an Undertaker schedule, Brock at best.
Gotcha.
So if you see me doing a death match, like go, if you like it, go see it because I'm getting too old for this shit.
Well, I know that you said that you were talking about prolonging your career and being able to, because you know you got guys like Danny Havoc just retiring, and you know you have so many injuries and stuff through that because obviously it's brutal. But ultimately in wrestling, what would be your end game? Would it be a WWE or a team, you know, like one of those big, or like what would be your ultimate end game?
I would obviously love to do that. I'd love a WWE, a TNA, Ring of Honor contract. I like to be on TV and people see what I can do. But I mean, if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. What I'm doing right now is like I'm booked every weekend. I'm wrestling every Wednesday. I'm doing 3 or 4 shows a week, and I'm making enough money right now that I don't have to work a day job. And with not having a day job now, I'm not married, and I've also got two stepkids.
Okay.
So it's like if I want to keep putting as much effort into wrestling as I am and keep going as hard as I can, it's like I gotta be making that money. I gotta pay my bills. So it's a thing where I can't deathmatch on the weekend because I can't take a weekend off because I don't wrestle for a weekend. Like that income doesn't come into my family.
Right.
Which I mean, I'm still going just as hard. There's still 95% chance, unless it's a deathmatch show. If you see me, it's probably gonna be the Wild show. It's just that I have to do it in a way that I can wrestle in the next day.
Right, but it was so foreign to me. The first show that I came here was several years ago, and I remember you were on it, and I was like, oh my God, Mathis is on it. And then it was a normal match, not like negatively, and I was just like, what? Like, because I'm so, you know, my exposure to you was through death matches.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't think you could wrestle, because that's kind of the thing. So many people, deathmatch fans know deathmatchers can wrestle, but a lot of people think if you're doing that, you're just a gutter wrestler who can't do anything.
That's because really the thing about that is 15 years ago, there's a good chance it worked. And 15 years ago, I'm sorry, I might offend a lot of people here, and they might turn on me, but the deathmatch scene a long time ago was garbage, man. It was just, not every match, but most matches too big. Like, it's the point now where death matching in 2018, everyone knows how to wrestle. Like, everyone can get it. Like, it's gotten to the point where now every match you see, there's an art to it. It's not just violence for the sake of violence. I love where death matching is.
It seems like it's branched kind of into the Japanese culture of death matches where it's hardcore, but there's still kind of a story behind what's happening.
Exactly. And like you have to be an athlete. You have to have your distinct thing that sticks out. It's not just a bunch of dudes in sweatpants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as far as so when you're in the locker room, right? Because the thing is, I noticed when I was at Masters of Pain, I saw Masada literally almost kill a man when he faced Boudreaux. And then I saw it because it's kind of like the windows up here. The locker room was upstairs at that skate rink. Yeah. And I remember seeing Masada almost murder a man, and then go upstairs and put glasses on and start reading. Yep. So like in the locker room, you don't have to go into any detail. Or actually, let's do this. How do you what mentally are you doing to prepare yourself, knowing that there's no matter how safe you do it, something's gonna suck?
That's specifically for a death match. You know what? It's been so long since I've had there's such a difference when doing a tournament, knowing you have to have like 3 matches, and knowing that the fans are there, and there's gonna be blood all night. And like if I'm on a regular show and I'm the hardcore match, it's like in that instance, if I'm doing a hardcore match, it's easy because I just think about what they want to see and how to give it to them, but not to give it to them right off that. Because like you can take your time and you can do whatever you want because it's all they're gonna see like that. But when it comes to a deathmatch tournament, if you're match 4. They've seen all kinds of insanity. Yeah. So at that point, I'm trying to think of ways that I can be different, but without my different being that, it's the most brutal. Right. It's just like, I'd rather be different to stick out. So I'm just back there thinking of ways that I can walk out, but still, like, no matter what, death match, regular match, cutting a promo, my main thought in the back is how am I going to make sure people leaving this building tonight remember that? And that's kind of universal no matter what.
I don't know if it was meant to, but your hand injury stood out.
Exactly. That's the other thing too. When crappy things happen, like you can either just sit there, or you can make the best of it. I made something out of it. Yeah. It became a thing. People ask me about it to this day.
It was a memorable thing. So I know as far as like I said, standard matches. I know you wrestle here in Madison all the time, and I know you work for Rockstar. Which is actually not too far away. I was talking to Stevie about it. Rockstar's only I think it's like a 4-hour drive. Do you remember Stevie somewhere around in there?
From here?
From where we live in Bluefield.
I'm not familiar with Sean, but I'd say 4 hours is a pretty safe guess for most of us. But the thing about Rockstar is we run every single Wednesday. And and the first Friday of every month. It's like the Wednesdays, you know, there's like our Raw and our Nitro.
Yeah.
And then we do an iPay-per-view the first Friday and like blow off all the stories. So with running 5 shows a month, you have a chance at Rockstar, whereas most places run once a month.
Right, absolutely.
So at Rockstar, you're able to get that really intimate relationship with fans. They know your character inside and out, and they're passionate, super passionate, like into everything. So Rockstar, like if you're anywhere where you can all check out, especially an iPay-per-view, it's an experience. I recommend it. iPay-per-views are off the wall, and you got the Chris, you got Sammy Callahan.
Rockstar's got a crazy roster.
Dude, just myself at Rockstar, I've wrestled Sabu, I've wrestled Tommy Dreamer, I've wrestled Rhino, BJ Whitmer, and that's just me. So like you can imagine the names that are coming through when you think the whole roster. Like Rockstar, it's a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Yeah. People should really check
it seems awesome. Like I said, we may try to hit a show up in the next little bit. When we're going to Jersey for Tournament of Survival, but maybe around that. As far as standard matches go, is there anybody, what would be a dream match of somebody, and maybe in 2 parts, what would be a dream match of somebody who maybe couldn't wrestle now, maybe somebody who's retired?
One in reality, one outside reality?
Yeah.
All right, well, in reality, that's a loaded one right there. I might have to come back. Well, the non-reality one, I'll do the realistic one first, which is, let me think about that for a minute. Well, just right off the top of my head, because it's here tonight, one person I'd like to wrestle with.
I thought, I did not think the card was going to be the way it was tonight.
Yeah.
I don't mean that negatively towards Gary, but I did not think it would.
Yeah, but I like James because he's like I'm super athletic for a human being, but as far as a wrestler in 2018, I'm not super athletic. So I feel like me and James is like kind of on the same level, you know what I mean? As far as athleticism.
Yeah, sure.
So I feel like we both make the most out of everything. Storytelling aspect of wrestling, the faces, that's the type of matches I think of. Because I've wrestled so many big names. Now I try to think of like big good matchups, you know what I mean? And that's one I can think, again, that's just right off the top of my head because it's here.
Yeah, sure.
I know as soon as we stop filming, I'm gonna think like 600 people that I would have. But and then like when it goes into like anyone in the world, like I go right to Macho Man because he's like one of the reasons I got in the business. And but then not to my own horn, but another one would always have been Tommy Dreamer because like I love Tommy. And ECW, I always loved the fact how he never wore Tommy Dreamer shirt. He always wore ECW.
Sure.
He was all about the wrestling business. I always loved that about him. And I got to wrestle him at CZW actually at the Rockstar Arena. So I've gotten to wrestle him and I've gotten to wrestle Sabu. It's really hard to even pick anything. Because I've already actually here in Madison, I wrestled the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, you were in the tag tournament that actually part of that aired on actual TNA TV.
So it's like it's just like I've done like I haven't done a ton by comparison to a lot of people. I haven't seen the world, but I've wrestled so many people. It's hard to even to think about it because it just seems selfish at this point. Because I've done so much more than I expected. But again, as soon as we stop filming, I'm gonna think of 600.
Yeah, think of a ton.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Like I said, I just wanted to chit chat for a minute. Hopefully, maybe we'll see you in Rockstar in the next couple. And if nothing else, I know your book. It seems like every show for Gary.
Yeah, usually I'm actually going to have to miss the next one because I'll be in Cleveland working for Premier Wrestling. I'm actually the heavyweight champion there, so I kind of got to be there to defend. But I'll be back in the next one because, man, I love ASW. I love to hear the fans. They appreciate me. It's always a big crowd. And they always come out. Like, I love me some ASW.
They don't know it. They love some deathmatch guys. Pondo's like the Hulk Hogan here.
And that's the thing about, like, it surprises people so much that they call me like the deathmatch guy. And I always tell people like to one deathmatch I've had, I have 40 regular matches. Right. And it's like that's what I like deathmatch and I like hardcore, but I was born in 1985.
Right.
Like this type of like small towns with people that they like the guys and they hate the bad guys. That's what I grew up. Yeah. So it's like I love it. It doesn't bother me at all. And to be able to do that and then turn around also deathmatch and then do Rockstar, which is faster paced. Like I'm getting every aspect of the wrestling. Right. Coming at me from all angles. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and chatting, man. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll catch up down the road at Rockstar, maybe do another interview or something, and we'll catch from you soon.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.